for him. I mean, I was wet behind the ears. I was in that squad and not on that field. I think if the fight had broken out, I would have gone to go and find Dion to make a cup of tea. You know, you know, I'm not trying to explain for it because there was a buildup of you know, sort of violent, powerful, obstinate men on both sides, and that probably reached the boiling point.
Like, at what point did you realise that this was a test that was going to be a little bit different, Bobby? Like, at what point did you start to realise flashpoints were starting to pop up and that this thing was going to boil over?
Well, I was, you know, obviously when you're in the squad but not starting, you're sitting right on the side of the field. And I looked at it. There were a couple of incidents, and we're lucky. I mean, that YouTube video has caught most of them. But if you ask Dion, there were a couple of pushy, shovey moments at the early lineouts. Two of the early scrums actually collapsed, and you know, when a scrum collapses, you sort of, it's almost like a landmine-esque thing. You see movement, but you don't know what happened, and there's probably a punch or an elbow or a kick or something happening underneath there. But like the men of the Type 5, they won't tell you too much about the dark arts of what goes on in the middle of one of those scrums. So I think there was some angry and irritated men by the time the fracas came to boil over. So I think from minute one it had started. I don't think there was a point in the game, you know, after the singing of the anthems that I thought, oh, this is the time. I actually think it started at minute one.
Was there much chat from either dressing room lads about, like, let's go out there and put down a marker here? Was this a total surprise when it happened, or was there I do now see that we were chatting about this in advance, and here it is coming to fruition?
I certainly, from the Irish side, it seemed like a normal game in the change room, and really motivated. And Bob's right. For me, it started at the first line out. I think someone hit Paddy. Paddy hit someone, and he broke his thumb actually in that first punch, which was amazing because he was able to throw a lot more punches during the game with a broken hand, you know. But it really kicked off from that first line out, and then I think it just a few players on either side saw a red mist, and it just kept going, you know. And as Bob said, you know, every contact situation, every ruck maul, every scrum, there was some niggle going on, you know.